Good morning all. In this lecture we will briefly outline about the histogram processing. So let us begin this discussion. These are the content of today's discussion. First we will discuss about what is an histogram. Then we will discuss various image enhancement methods based on histogram processing such as histogram stretching, histogram equalization, histogram specification, and local histogram processing, and finally we will also discuss about the histogram statistics also. So first, what is an histogram? An histogram, it is the graphical representation of frequency of occurrence of each gray level in the image. An histogram can be represented in two ways. The first way, it is the unnormalized histogram, in which along x-axis we vary different gray levels Rk, and along y-axis we represent their corresponding number of occurrence in the given digital input image represented by Nk. The another way for histogram representation, it is called as the normalized histogram. In normalized histogram, along x-axis we vary different gray levels Rk, and along y-axis we represent their corresponding probability of occurrence represented by Nk by N, where Nk represent the number of occurrence of each gray level and N represent the total number of occurrence. Histogram, it is widely used in digital image processing, since by looking at the histogram of an image we can easily predict which kind of methodology we should apply on the given digital input image for image enhancement, and hence histogram of an image, it becomes very important and powerful tool in image processing. Based on histogram processing, we have the following image enhancement methods such as histogram stretching, histogram equalization, histogram specification, and local histogram processing. So let us discuss all of these methods one by one. The first method of image enhancement based on histogram processing, it is histogram stretching. Histogram stretching, it is otherwise also known as histogram scaling and contrast stretching. In histogram stretching, we stretch the histogram of digital input image to its entire dynamic range, and as a result we obtain an enhanced image output. So in order to understand histogram stretching, let us take an example. So in this example, image A and its corresponding histogram, it is clearly shown in this figure. So by looking at the histogram of input image A, we can easily predict it's a low dynamic range input image, and in order to enhance the input image A, I have applied the histogram stretching, and I stretch its histogram from 0 to 255, that is I have stretched its histogram to its entire dynamic range, and as a result I have obtained an enhanced image output B. So in order to apply histogram stretching on digital input image, we have to implement the following mathematical equation, that is S max minus S mean divided by R max minus R mean multiplied with R minus R mean plus S mean, where R mean and R max, it represent the minimum intensity level and maximum intensity level of input digital image, and S mean and S max, it represent the minimum intensity level and maximum intensity level of histogram stretch output image. Histogram stretching, it offers several advantages, like it is easy to implement, it enhances the contrast, it improves the details visibility. Now after advantages, let us discuss the disadvantages also. The first disadvantage of histogram stretching, that it fails to enhance the image having entire dynamic range. So in order to understand this disadvantage, let us take this example. The input image A and its corresponding histogram, it is shown in this example. So in this image A, the minimum intensity level, it is 0, so R mean equals to 0. The maximum intensity level in this input image A, it is 255, so R max equals to 255. Now input image A, it's an unsigned 8-bit input image, and for unsigned integer 8 bit image, we can perform histogram stretching to its entire dynamic range, that is from 0 to 255. So for an unsigned integer 8-bit image, we can perform the histogram stretching to its entire dynamic range, that is from 0 to 255. So in this case, S mean becomes equals to 0 and S max becomes equals to 255. Now in this mathematical equation, in place of R mean I will substitute 0. In place of R max I will substitute 255. Similarly, in place of S mean I will substitute 0. And in place of S max I will substitute 255. So if I do this substitution, so this mathematical equation, it is reduces to R, which represent my output image. It is same as that of my input image. Hence no kind of image enhancement can be performed on these kind of input images. So this is the major limitation of histogram stretching. The another disadvantage of histogram stretching is that though histogram stretching, it offers a wider histogram pattern, it offers the histogram pattern in full dynamic range, in entire dynamic range, but histogram stretching method fails to provide a flat histogram pattern, it fails to provide a uniform histogram pattern. And in digital image processing, we know a good image should have a flat histogram pattern, a good image should have a uniform histogram pattern. So in order to overcome these disadvantages, we may prefer histogram equalization. The next image enhancement method based on histogram processing, it is histogram equalization. Histogram equalization we usually prefer in order to obtain a flat histogram pattern, in order to obtain a uniform histogram pattern in the output image. In the input, we may have a random histogram pattern, we may have a non-uniform histogram pattern, and after performing the histogram equalization on it, in the output image we will obtain a flat histogram pattern, in the output image we will obtain a uniform histogram pattern. So in order to understand histogram equalization, let us take some examples. So in this example, input image A and its histogram, it is clearly shown in this figure. Now by looking at the histogram of input image A, we can easily predict that its histogram, it varies from gray level 0 to gray level 255. However, on this input image A, when we perform the histogram equalization operation, in the output histogram pattern we obtain a tentatively uniform histogram pattern, we obtain a tentatively flat histogram pattern, and as a result we obtain an enhanced output. Now if we compare the output of histogram stretching with histogram equalization for the same input image A, so by looking at the output image of histogram stretching and histogram equalization operation, clearly we can say histogram equalized output C, it looks more appealing compared to histogram stretch output B. So histogram equalization, it offers several advantages, like it enhances the contrast level, it improves the visibility, it is an automatic process, it is very easy to implement. However, the major limitation of histogram equalization, that it generates only one type of output image. Now let us understand this project work. We have an input image A, and from this input image A we generated several intermediate images, like by performing the arithmetic addition operation I obtained this image, by performing the subtraction operation I obtained this image, and by performing division operation I obtained this image. And on the input image A, when I perform the histogram equalization, I obtain this as my output image. Now for all these input images, for all these different input images, when I apply the histogram equalization, I obtain the same kind of output. So this is the major limitation of histogram equalization. This project work I made in MATLAB, and this is the example which is given in the book. In the book also, for different input digital images. When we perform the histogram equalization, we obtain similar kind of the output image, which is the major limitation of histogram equalization, and hence to overcome the limitation of histogram equalization, we prefer histogram specification. In histogram specification, we can specify the shape of the target histogram. The next image enhancement method based on histogram processing, it is histogram specification. In histogram specification, we can specify the shape of the histogram. So in order to understand the histogram specification, let us take some examples. So this example I performed in MATLAB. Now let us understand this project work. Image A, it is my input image, and I would like to perform histogram specification operation on my input image A. So in order to perform the histogram specification operation on my input image A, I have to specify my target histogram, and for the same in MATLAB I read another image, that is the reference 1, and its corresponding histogram pattern it is shown here. So by applying the histogram specification operation on input image A, considering this is my target histogram, my output histogram pattern will closely follow the envelope of my target histogram pattern. So when my output histogram pattern it closely follow the envelope of target histogram pattern, I obtain this as my output image B. I obtain this as my histogram match output image B. Now we can change our target histogram, and accordingly our output image will change. So in order to change the target histogram, I read another image. Again, my output image histogram pattern it closely follow the target histogram pattern, and it gives me another kind of output image C. Similarly, I can change n number of target histogram pattern, and in each case you will find the output image histogram pattern will closely follow the envelope of the target histogram pattern, and accordingly the histogram match output image will change. So in histogram specification, we can specify the target histogram pattern, we can specify our histogram pattern, and depending upon our target histogram pattern, we can generate n number of histogram match output from the same given input image A. The next image enhancement method based on histogram processing, it is local histogram processing. Local histogram processing, it is usually preferred whenever our objective is to enhance the details over a smaller area in an image. To understand the local histogram processing, let us take some examples. So in this example, image A, it is my input image, and in this input image A, my region of interest, it is this smaller region. I would like to enhance this smaller region of image A. So when I apply the histogram equalization, I did not get my desired output. I did not get an output in which my region of interest it is significantly enhanced. So to overcome this limitation, instead of applying the histogram equalization, I have applied the adaptive histogram equalization. I have applied the local histogram equalization, and in the local histogram process output image, you can see my region of interest it is significantly enhanced compared to that of my input image A. So this example I performed in MATLAB, and this is the example which is given in the book. So in this example, this is my input image, and so in this image some information it is written inside these black boxes. Our objective is to enhance the details written inside these black boxes. So on this input image, when we apply the histogram equalization, we did not get our desired output, we did not get the information written inside these black boxes. So in order to overcome the limitation of histogram equalization, when we apply the local histogram equalization on the same input image, we obtain an output image in which the details written inside these black boxes, it is significantly enhanced, and now we can easily see the information written inside these black boxes. So in summary, the global histogram processing methods fails whenever our objective is to enhance the details of a smaller area in an image, since in a smaller area the number of pixels it is less, and hence their influence on global transformation it is also negligible, and as a result global histogram processing method fails to enhance the details over a smaller area in an image. So to overcome the limitation of global histogram processing methods, we have to prefer the local histogram processing methods to enhance the details over a smaller area in an image. So lastly, let us discuss about the histogram statistics also. In histogram statistics, we have to determine three terms: mean, variance, and standard deviation of the given digital input image. So in order to compute mean, variance, and standard deviation of a given digital input image, there are two methods. In first method, we have to consider the normalized histogram. We have to consider the probability of occurrence of each gray label. The other method, it is based on the conventional methods. It is based on the classical approach, and we have to use this mathematical equation in order to compute the mean, variance, and standard deviations. So both of these methods give the similar value of mean, variance, and standard deviations. So in our upcoming lectures, we will solve some numerical questions based on histogram processing, that is numerical questions based on histogram stretching, histogram equalization, histogram specification, and histogram statistics also.
So today I will stop here.
So if you have any suggestions, if you have any query, you can write it in the comment section, or you can write email to me. Till then, happy learning, have a good day, and thank you all.